Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play Sid Meier's Civilization VI in 8 Ages of Khmer, a brand new series as Jayavarman VII, leader of the Khmer Empire. I'm going to forego the usual lengthy intro this time, but I still have enough scripted here to kick this off that I'm going to give you a timestamp at the bottom of your screen right now, at the bottom of your screen, those words. If you want to skip straight to gameplay, hop to that point in the video, and I'll catch up with you in a second. The Khmer Empire is one of 2 new DLC civilizations for fall 2017. You might notice I've got both of the 2 new DLC civs in the game. We're playing as Jayavarman VII of Khmer, but we have Gitarja of Indonesia as well, who we just finished a series a second ago. I'll talk about that in a minute. So we, actually, that was the very next sentence. We've wrapped up, this is what happens when I go off script. We've wrapped up an accidental culture victory, right, as Indonesia, and the series was called Isle of God. Now we're going to take another crack, God help me, at a religious win, and we're going to do it on Emperor difficulty because I'm a sadist. I normally play at King because that's my happy place, but we're gonna try Emperor. I'm gonna shift up my play style a little bit to see how that, changes my opinion of Emperor. And you guys can feel free to chime in with comments and suggestions on playing Emperor versus King, etc. Because I've talked at length in previous Let's Plays about, my reasoning for my difficulty selection in games to begin with. Everyone has their own approach, and, I use a certain number of mods to modify the experience. Anyway, I'm going way off script again. And let's talk about what's going to be different about this series, right? So we're going to take another crack at the religious victory. But this time, as I just kind of hinted at, I'm going to be using some of the most recently updated and popular community-created mods. So what's the plan for that? First of all, you may not have you may have noticed that this series has 8 ages in the title. Haven't seen that for a while, huh? There are a bunch of mods for Civ 5 and Civ 6 that are dedicated to giving players more immersive experiences in history, right? Allowing richer and longer gameplay experiences in each era and so forth. One of the most popular mods for Civ 6 since launch is called 8 Ages of Pace, which I first debuted in an old series called 8 Ages of Rome last year. The reason I'm returning to it is that the latest update caught my attention, the latest update to 8 Ages of Pace. The mod's author Alias has tweaked the calendar's synchronization with tech and civic progress so that you get both the effect of richer, more immersive eras and a more realistic date range for civilizations to arrive at certain periods of time. Now, of course, it doesn't follow that you're always going to arrive at the same, period of history as you do as the real civilization of Earth did, like in, say, Western civilization in following the calendar that we followed. But in Civ 6, both the immersiveness of the eras and the timing of the eras can get way off in the vanilla game. So I love these 2 tweaks that come with 8 Ages of Pace, and the mod has been improved substantially since 8 Ages of Rome as well. So I just wanted to play with it. On top of that, check this out. Yet not another maps pack. I always struggle with saying that mod name. Yet not another maps pack has released an awesome update which allows 2 really cool things. Check this out. This is the new TERRA Map Script in YnAMP. Look what you can do with this. So right now we have just this set up as a basic 2-script approach where we're going to start all of the civilizations. I've got this set up to where all the civs will spawn on one continent. It's going to be a big Pangea continent, so no real separated land masses except maybe a few very tiny 1 or 2 tile islands. And then there will be a new world with no city-states, with nothing on it. It's completely free for the taking, whoever can get to it first. And that's a continent, so it's got some possible smaller separated land masses, not quite a Pangea that's just one conglomeration of land and sea. So we have no ice near land turned off as well. The other cool thing that they've added in YnAMP is, and I'll get back to TERRA in a second because I'm not done talking about it. Check this out. Scroll all the way down. So I know I just showed you the seed there. The seed might change. If I were to start this game, I might do an edit, if the map spawn was terrible. So don't pay attention to that seed unless you really like what what you see the second the game starts. Well, I'll tell you in the series if I kept the seed. Let's put it that way. So Barbarian Scout turn, this basically what this does. Sorry, back to what I was talking about. This allows you to basically say, I don't want barbarians to spawn until 10 turns in. It normally starts at 7. Well, there's actually not a delay in the vanilla game. The mod starts it at 7. I'm going to have it at 10. So basically for the first 10 turns, there are no barbarian scouts. Gives us a little bit of extra leeway with kind of getting our feet under us and getting started before barbarians that might be surrounding us, start to attack. So that's a really cool feature as well. But anyway, let me show you a little bit more because this is just amazingly cool about what you can do with this. So when you select map shape, You can go for, this is with the YnAMP TERRA scripts. So you can go for Earth-shaped continents, so you can make it generate the Earth, basically. Or you can go with 2 scripts, and you have all these options. And New World has even more options. Pretty cool, huh? I'm sure you can pause it on those spots if you want to see the lists. But then look at this. You can go to multiple scripts. And then it says default landmasses. So it basically, what it does is it generates multiple landmasses randomly in the positions of the real-world continents. So you can say default landmasses, and what it'll do is it'll randomly script, it has a certain type of script for each landmass, so it'll generate a map that is resembling Earth. But then look what you can do. For every single continent location, I know this looks confusing, but think about this. This is a geographical location on real Earth, and you can basically say, okay, I want to take that chunk of the map, and I want it to be randomly generated using this script, whatever you pick. How amazing is that? For this series, we're going to keep it really simple. We're just going to start on a Pangea, and we're going to have a continent as the new world. So very simple. But in future series, if you guys like this, and if the mod continues to be improved, because sometimes the script can do some funky things. So I wanted to start simple. But this is something you can probably count on me including in future series, just because I think it's a really cool addition to the game. So that's the map that we're going to play on. For a full list of mods that I'm going to use, I'm using the 2 big ones I've mentioned and a cocktail of cosmetic and other minor ones to change up the experience a little bit to my liking. A lot of you who've been following the channel for a while are familiar with those. They don't change the experience a whole lot at all. One thing that I am using is I've mentioned that I have a production tweaks mod that I'm experimenting with, and just based on some playtesting I've done for this series, I have reduced production speed by 10%. So things will be a little bit faster than they would in vanilla, if you will, vanilla 8 Ages of Pace. 8 Ages of Pace is not a vanilla, it's not vanilla Civ 6 because it's a mod, so you can't really say vanilla 8 Ages of Pace, but you know what I mean. The default mod 8 Ages of Pace is going to appear a little faster in this series because I also have production tweaks set up, and they are compatible. I've done this. And so just based on some playtesting, I haven't playtested the 10% reduction, but I'm just going to tweak it down slightly. Units and buildings will produce 10% faster. They'll come out 10% faster and be 10% cheaper to buy. So just to quickly go over the rest of the game setup as well, and I've been talking for almost 8 minutes, so I need to make sure I wrap this up. We are, as I mentioned, playing on Emperor difficulty. I don't know why. I'm a sadist, but I'm doing it. We have Gitarja on the map with us. We are playing as Jive Armament, and we have 6 other random opponents on top of that. So there's 8 total opponents. And then, of course, we have standard game speed. I played around with doing epic, but the thing is, that will make the eras so slow towards the end. I really want to see how 8 Ages of Pace does on just a standard speed game. It'll be a little bit slower, a little bit more deliberate than our last series, which was a quick speed. Quick speed can be fun, but that's when you kind of want to show off new features in a vanilla game and you don't want the series to take too long. It tends to finish the series in 20 episodes or less, which I like, but I would like this one to be a little longer. So we're going to go with standard. 12% city-states, or 12%. 12 city-states on the map, and again, they will not be allowed with the TERRA script to arrive on the new world. So all the city-states, or to spawn on the new world, so all the city-states will spawn on the Pangea Old World continent with all the other civilizations in the game. It's a large map, so pretty big map, but I did reduce the number of civilizations from 10 to 8. 10 is standard for a large map, just because I wanted to have a little bit more space between civs. And also, honestly, it's a load time thing. I want the game to be snappy and stay somewhat snappy even as we get to the late game. Natural Wonders placement is going to be completely random. I am using standard resources. You might have noticed in several series recently I've used abundant resources just because it makes things a little bit more fun. I mean, there's just so much more, but I want to make a more interesting trade scenario in this game and maybe a little bit more stressful situation amenity-wise. So if I go for standard resource quantity here, I feel like that could give me that situation where, you know, one civilization might be able to establish more of a stranglehold on certain types of resources and make money from trade, etc. But also just you have to fight more and conquer more in order to get resources into your territory. Resource exclusion zones are deactivated. That basically just means that resources are placed using the Civ 6 map generator as opposed to some resources being placed only in predefined areas of the map. So, I think that's it. And random start position leak. So that's our setup. We are, of course, turning without score victory on. We have no turn limit whatsoever, and the Barbarian Scout turn is at 10. Let's let Sean Bean talk about Jive Armin, and we'll go over his bonuses once we actually start the game.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest, from this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars.
Wise TERRA Map,
seventh to hold the name. The Khmer admire your dedication to their well-being. Your command of the land's fresh waters lets you feed your hungry people just as it brings you ever closer to heaven. Go forth, divine architect. Build an empire that approaches perfection, and may your enemies find their end beneath your mighty war elephants.
I'm trying not to laugh at myself right now because I said in the beginning of the video holy crap, Hadrian, words. I said that I would be foregoing the lengthy intro, and we're 10 minutes in, and I'm just about to click begin game. So apparently I still found a way to talk about the stuff I was excited about with this series, but not as much. I guess what I meant to say is there wasn't going to be any patch coverage. It was just me setting up the series. So hopefully you can forgive me for the 10-minute intro. I'll still give you 25 minutes of gameplay, I promise. So let's take a quick look. I will go ahead and look at this now because I want to jump straight in so that people who do skip to the timestamp don't have to deal with me talking about much at the beginning. There are people who just want to see gameplay, I know. So, Monasteries of the King. This is, I believe, Jive Armin's bonus, because the King, that just seems to apply, that's his. I don't think that's the Civ bonus. I think Grand Bares is the Civ bonus, and Monasteries of the King is his. So, holy sites provide +2 food and +1 housing if placed on a river. Holy sites also trigger a culture bomb, but this is the cool thing. So, granaries are an initial building that provide +1 housing and +1 food and +2 housing. So it's a reverse of this. But this will give us additional food as well as enough housing early on. If we build these instead of focusing on building granaries first, that could be a huge win for us, and we get to build them a little sooner, because if we are going for religious victory, we're going to go for astrology first, right? That's going to be the first tech that we go for. So we can build these immediately without having to research pottery to get access to the granary, and we get the housing and food bonus as soon as they're done. So that's kind of a cool strategy, and if you have them, you can use them to culture bomb as well, which is nice. But I'll try to remember that. In some playtesting that I've done, I haven't been as careful about remembering that, but that's pretty cool that you can do that. And then +3 faith and +1 amenity from entertainment to each city with an aqueduct. So this is the first civilization in a while to place any kind of emphasis on aqueducts. Farms provide +2 food if they're adjacent to an aqueduct as well. So you can get some insane bonuses from that, especially, say, if you have, Mount Kilimanjaro and an aqueduct. Yeah, so there are some awesome things you can do with Grand Bares, and you get the +3 faith, so there's lots of ways to increase faith. The Domre is it's an elephant siege unit. It's an elephant with a ballista on its back. What more do you want? It's amazing. I've played with it. I can't wait to use it in this game. Prasat is the replacement for the temple. Every holy site gets it automatically. It's not a religious building that you have to select. It replaces the temple. And when you train missionaries at the holy sites with the prasat, even though missionaries only require a shrine, which is weird, once you have a prasat, missionaries get the martyr promotion, and the martyr promotion will give every missionary that dies, just as it gives every apostle that dies, a relic that gives the civilization a relic. You get a relic every single time a missionary dies. How often do missionaries die in Civ 6? They die a lot. So we're going to send a lot of missionaries to their death, or try to, and that can help us get a lot more culture. Hopefully that will not push us towards a accidental culture victory, but it'll give us more faith as well, because they're relics, faith and culture, etc. Let's go ahead and get started. We're almost 14 minutes in here. Let's see where the map has put us. Also, let me make a quick note of when I hit that button so that I can give people the timestamp. Hey! So if I were going for Stonehenge, which I don't think I'm going to because we're playing on a higher difficulty and I don't need to go wonder crazy, this might be a pretty nice place to put Stonehenge. Let's see, are the edges of the map anywhere near us? No, they're not. We might be somewhat near the middle of the continent. Okay, so what do we got? We've got some fish off the coast. I like that. Let's take a quick look at yields. If I were to move over one tile, I could start with extra food and the city would grow faster. But I might even be able to, and actually that would give me access to more fish. So yeah, that would be a good idea. Let me go ahead and hop across the river here. I'm going to move my settler there. And we're still on the river, so that's fine. Let's turn up settler map mode and take a look at a few of the aspects of the map. So we can put the settler anywhere here and get the full housing bonuses. +3 housing bonuses, that's how it works, because we have fresh water. And also, let's take a look at the continent. We started on the continent of Zealandia. Excellent. Relatively high appeal to some of the tiles nearby as well, so pretty decent start. I mean, I don't see any luxury resources nearby, so I'm going to have to go looking for those, but let's go ahead and found Angkor Thom. So that'll be a harbor city before long. Okay, so I think I'm going to go for the scout first, as per usual. Production focus doesn't change much. Food focus doesn't either. But we're going to have our first new citizen in 5 turns and the scout in 6, which is good, because by the time the scout's done, I might be able to just start building a second settler, which we're going to need. Let's go for astrology first, because we're going for that religious victory. 4000 BC. Yes, I'm recording this at 11 a.m. the morning the episode goes out. I still have to do the edit, so I'm not sure this episode's going to come out on time, but hopefully you guys are seeing it today. Had a bit of a delay yesterday. I meant to put this episode out yesterday, but the 12 o'clock slot was blank because I was playtesting this series. I was getting my feet wet and making sure the mods worked the way I wanted them to, etc. So, appreciate your patience. Okay, so if we found a new continent, apparently. Progress towards foreign trade has improved. What we got? The continent of Kernorland has been founded, next to Zealandia. It appears to be right here. So, we are on a Pangea continent, but it'll be just the way our Pangea was on the real Earth. It's a conglomeration of all the future continents, right? So we can still expect to find different continents, even though we are on a Pangea map. So yeah. Where is our current guy? Yeah, that makes sense. That's why changing focuses isn't helping, because our only other citizen is working the best possible tile, which is a 2 and 2 tile. It looks like we've got 6 turns until border growth. I'm going to try and do a better job this series, because it's easier for me to hold myself accountable to these things when I'm recording. I'm going to try and do a better job with like really deliberating each turn, because I'm playing on a higher difficulty level than I typically play. And I want to kind of vocalize my thought process a little bit more. Let's go on top of this mountain and get a little bit more view. I don't want to take the warrior too far out, because I don't like meeting sibs with warriors. That negatively predisposes them towards you when the first unit they meet is a war unit. Okay, not seeing any goody huts yet. I'm not happy about that. All right, we're about to have our second citizen, so scout should be done in 1 more turn. Yep. All right, so now if I put you on different focuses, how does that change things? Oh, still doesn't change anything. How come? Yeah, because every other tile is a food focus tile. So, or one, yeah, so that doesn't change anything either. So until we have 3 citizens, or until we have the deer, actually, yeah, what I can do is go ahead and put them on production focus. And when that tile becomes part of our territory, we'll get the production boost. So let's go ahead and do that. Just to show you what I mean. Yeah, 2 turns away, so we'll automatically start building a little faster right then, which will help with the settler we're about to start. Alright, so we did find a luxury resource. We've got some cotton, some citrus, and some incense, and there's all this desert near us. So I'm not going to go as wonder crazy in the beginning of the game, but we might go for some wonders in the mid-game, like the ones that give you extra slots. And a desert tile could be... This is a really good Petra city location, so I could potentially put a city like right here. Let's look at the settler map again. Yeah, I could put a city right there and it'd be an amazing Petra city. Or I might actually put it on that hilltop, but then have access to all the desert tile. I like the idea of as much desert tile surrounding the city as possible. Or I could also put it on the coast. I don't know. I could put it on the desert tile. There'd be nothing stopping me, and I could use an aqueduct if I needed to, because I wouldn't need to, actually. I could still build one for the faith bonuses, but anyway. Let's see. Okay, there's another civ, but I don't want to meet them with my warrior. Alright, this scout, again, we're using Scout Ranger Plus, which was made by, who was that? Kavisco, yes. And I love this mod because what this does is it gives you an immediate promotion with every scout, and it improves the visual range of the scout. The reason I like that is that I find that the scouts in Vanilla Civ 6 are a little bit too easy to lose. They can just wander into trouble because they can't see any farther away than is typical until maybe you get a few upgrades, which takes a while to get. Spyglass would be a level 3 update, I think, at the very least, which you would have to go straight down for it if you wanted to. And it's usually by level 2 or 3 that you find your scouts dying. And this doesn't, believe me, I speak from experience, and those of you who have seen me play with this mod, you know that I mean this. Like, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that the scouts live forever. You can still make stupid decisions, or you can still lose them unexpectedly the way that you do so much in Vanilla Civ 6, but it just fixes that situation a bit. So let's go ahead and just do Alpine, because it looks like there's not a lot of woods around here. Okay, let's go for that second settler. We are on production focus, and again, in 1 turn, that settler should be done in less than 10. We'll see. Damn! All right, Victoria found me.
Victoria,
oh, I'm sure you
Queen
are,
of the
you
United
snooty.
Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, and soon,
Dare I say.
the Empire.
All right. I hate you. It's an honor to meet you. We would love to sample your hospitality. So Liverpool, this is her second city. Emperor civs get a free frickin'... Let's waste 25 gold on Victoria's face. Get a free city. They get a free extra settler. So we actually met each other with a warrior. That's not good. It looks like London is here. So I'm going to kind of circle back with our warrior and come back this way. Maybe scout up that way a little bit. Anyway, let's go here. Yay! Found a goodie hut. And we found some mercury near us. Good. So we have a luxury resource a little bit closer. Too far away from Angkor Thom. But yeah, we're now only 8 turns away from our settler because those deer have kicked in. We're getting the 3 production there from those tiles. Very nice. 5 turns until we have another settler. Let's take another quick look at when we're growing it. 8 turns until border growth. That's a food and production tile. That's not going to change the situation too much. I'll keep you on production focus for now. Yeah, we need to bring our warrior back. We haven't, of course, encountered any barbarian scouts yet because it's not turn 10, but we will. Let's go ahead and go for this goodie hut. Oh, amazing! Love getting a free builder early on. That could be really helpful. So what tiles are my citizens currently working? Yeah, so this, well, to tell you the truth, it's not that amazing. Part of me kind of wants to wait until I have, like, say, mining, and then improve the stone with the builder. So I might do that. I might just keep the builder, because right now I think we're good on food. I'm on production focus, and I want to be able to improve that as much as possible. I mean, there is an argument for doing the opposite. Right now, actually. There's an argument for, well, why don't you maybe wait until the settler's done on production focus, but why don't you go ahead and build some farms? Yeah, let's do that. I need to have as much benefit as soon as possible. I'm going to build these farms. We're going to have one more charge left of the builder too, so we can still improve one of the stone when or the deer when that's finished. But all right, let's step on top of the hill so we can see. I'm not going to go up that way just yet. Well, yeah, I wanted to uncover that tile. And now I may as well. Okay. Oh, good. So this is a lake. We can come around this way and bring our warrior back. Get a little scouting done in the process. England has used a warrior to clear a barbarian outpost. That's nice. Okay, so we've met Kabul, but unfortunately England met them first. So she already has a somewhat negative opinion of us as well, so we might be at war with England pretty soon. Let's see. Kabul, what's their bonus? And they want a trade route, right? No, they want an inspiration for craftsmanship. Your units receive double experience from battles they initiate. Ooh. I may want to look into becoming suzerain of Kabul as soon as I can. Alright, so looking like... Okay, here's a city-state down here. It looks like it might be a... Ooh, okay, that might be a production-based city-state. That's coming at a very good time. Let's see. Build that farm. There we go. So once the settler's done, I will switch to food focus in Angkor Thom. And we'll just be putting out more... Because I have these now, we'll be putting out a lot more population, and that will help me fill in the tiles around the city faster, which will give me better production. So that's always one of the interesting things about...
Signy
Nice.
is a 250 square mile tiger trap made up on massive obelisks, riddled with jagged spears. And yes, they will cut your pretty face.
Okay, so yeah, again, that's one of the nice things about... There's one of the interesting things about playing with the focuses is that you can select food focus, and it actually could help you more in the long run if you have a rapidly growing city than production focus. So you have to kind of... And of course you can manage your builders individually, but the game does it automatically pretty well as long as you know what you're doing. So we just found a natural wonder which also completed astrology for us. That is good. I was hoping to find one.
I don't believe in astrology.
So...
I'm a Sagittarius and we're skeptical.
All right, so this will give us access to Stonehenge. I mean, we're going to have decent production, but not amazing production. So I don't know that I'm going to go for Stonehenge because Stonehenge would just take so long, and we're playing on Emperor difficulty, and it would be better just to go ahead and build a holy site so that we can be moving towards those advantages sooner. All right, we've met Auckland. It is a production bonus city-state, which is awesome. Auckland also provides... Oh yeah, shallow water tiles you own provide +1 production. Additional +1 when you reach the industrial era. So this is going to be huge for us. This is a pretty good start, as long as I take advantage of it as much as I can. We need to get Auckland... We need to become suzerain of Auckland, if we can. But we already got the one, and they want a Eureka for bronze working. Okay, hang on. What would it take? I want that. Kill 3 barbarians. Alright, gotta fight some barbarians. Kill 3, too. Alright, so that shouldn't be difficult to get that quest. Alright, so we need to select our next tech since we finished that. I kind of want to go for pottery so I can get writing as soon as possible. But part of me also wants to ensure that production can continue to be fast. And if I get animal husbandry... This would be 8 turns. Yeah, I got to do this. We're going to do... I'm limiting myself to this, though. We're going to do mining, then pottery, then writing. I'm going to go for production as a... Well, actually, no, wait. Because we just met Auckland, so we're getting a production boost. No, let's do it in the reverse order. We'll do mining, and then I'll go ahead and do animal husbandry after that. Or should I do sailing? No, let's do that. And then we'll make a decision after that point. We need to wrap up those initial technologies because those can't be boosted. We need to get them done as soon as possible. All right, so hopefully this next civ, or this next pop will... Nope, I was hoping it would be reduced by more than 1 production turn there, but it did not. All right, how you doing on border growth? 3 turns away? We're going to have fish in our borders. Hoping to find more with this warrior down here, but so far, nothing. Alright, so we found some more jungle down this way. Am I any closer to the edge of the map? No, it doesn't appear. So...
At his best,
nice.
Man is the noblest of all animals. Separated from law and justice, he is the worst.
Okay, so we need to go for God King first, so we get the Faith and Gold bonus. And then also, double experience for recon units, probably. Let's go ahead and do that, because we haven't met any barbarians yet. I can always change policies if I need to, but right now, I'm feeling pretty good with that. Progress towards political philosophy has advanced considerably. Valletta! Amazing! Okay, Valletta, we also have an envoy with them. Their suzerain bonus is amazing. City center buildings and encampment district buildings can be bought with faith. Oh my god. Okay, so cost of purchasing ancient, medieval, and Renaissance walls is reduced, but they can only be bought with faith as well. Which is really, really cool. So we're going to be producing a lot of faith as a civ that's going for a religious victory. And, yeah. I'm beside myself at the city-states we've met early on. This is great. All right, so let's go for foreign trade next. This will give us access to caravansaries policy, the caravansaries policy and maritime industries policy, as well as traders, the ability to launch a joint war, and the establishment of trade routes. All right, I'm going to bring this warrior like back up through there because we need a unit protecting our core territory. And let's use this builder to scout a bit. There we go. I don't normally do that, but we had some territory just so close to us that hadn't been looked at yet. We are about to switch to food focus. I was kind of hoping there'd be goody huts in here, but I'm not seeing any. Okay. Just use the scout to clear a little bit more fog of war. Map of war, I guess. Oh, hello. Looks like we found a barbarian encampment. Okay, now let's switch to food focus so that we have a faster growing city. And where are we going to put this city? Do we want to put it out where we were talking about maybe having a good Petra city? Would that be the best thing to do? You'd get there fast. Let's see, if I put it there, it'd be in range of 3 different luxury resources and mountains and a place where I could put a holy site. Yep, I think that's the place to put it. Go, go, go. That's a really good location. I'm happy with that. All right, so I'm not going to go for Stonehenge, and that's why. 49 turns. I mean, it's ridiculous. So instead what we're going to do is, let's see here. This is a pretty good spot for the holy site. I'll go ahead and throw it down there. And it is, again, we're on food focus. Oh, wow. See, if I take you off food focus, it's done 5 turns faster. Let's take it. Let's just have Angkor Thom on standard focus for now. Where does that place our citizens? So we've got 2 citizens. Yeah, we just produced a settler, so that's why. Our extra citizen just went away. I didn't think about that. So if I keep you on production focus, that doesn't change anything. Okay, so we'll take another look when it gets to 3. Gotta keep you there. Gotta kill some barbarians so we can get that city-state quest completed. I'm going to keep our builder in the city, just in case a barbarian scout happens to roll up unexpectedly. Not likely, because we haven't found any camps, and the game would let me know. By the way, the reason I'm not playing with the RED map pack, which I usually, or the RED unit pack, which I usually love, is, actually, you know what? Hang on. We need to hold that thought. Yeah, I need to get the barbarian combat boost right now, because this warrior is going to struggle. Let's go ahead and have them fortify so they have a little bit more strength against these guys. If I can get the promotion, I might not need that policy, but... So what was I saying? Oh yeah, the reason I'm not playing with the RED unit pack is that it turns out they haven't... the warrior monks, or at least maybe they have and I didn't see it. That's probably what it is. They probably released an update that I haven't downloaded yet, but the warrior monks have not been downsized yet. So it's hilarious. I was playtesting last night, and imagine a bunch of units like that were perfectly, you know, proportioned and shrunk down, but then the warrior monk are like giants walking across the map, killing everything. And yes, we're gonna have warrior monks. It's gonna be amazing. But okay, so we found the encampment, and it's already been attacked. I wonder by whom.
You tread on dangerous waters in the face of England and her loyal colonies.
Ask me how much I care. I hate her. If you're just watching this channel for the first time in this episode, you're probably wondering why I'm so, like, vehemently opposed to her. Oh, it's Auckland that's attacking the barbarian encampment. That's fine by me. Well, actually, it's kind of not, honestly. It's kind of annoying because I prefer... I get the bonuses for killing the barbarians. No! No! Oh, alright. Well, I did say... Yeah, shut up. I did say that, I think in the intro to the Indonesia series, that the Khmer would be interesting competition against Congo. I think I said that, or at least I thought that, or said it somewhere else. Maybe I said it in the Civ subreddit. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be interesting. So maybe that'll give me a chance to test my proposition. We need to create some missionaries so we can convert them as soon as possible. It's an honor to meet you. We would love to sample your hospitality. All right, so we met them with a scout, which is better. But now we're in a bit of a dicey situation because we don't want this scout to go into territories that we haven't scouted yet and take goody huts from us. I would not be a happy Hadrian. So let's try to avoid that, shall we? We're 3 turns away from a holy site, 2 turns away from another citizen. Settler has arrived. England's not going to like this, but I don't care. All right, let's go for... Right away, I kind of want to go for a holy site. I don't have enough gold to buy the spot yet, and I want to put it on a river for reasons we've discussed. So why don't we go for a monument? All right, focuses don't change anything. Why is that? You're one... Oh yeah, that's why. There's only one tile that's workable. Well, there are 2 tiles that are workable, but only one that's worth working. That explains it. All right, so yeah, it's a city in the middle of the desert. Apologies, I will look elsewhere in the future. I don't want to piss her off just yet. We're going to try and bide our time. Alright, that's 1 barbarian down.
No man ever wetted clay and then left it, as if there would be bricks by chance and fortune.
So, of course, we are playing with a couple of barbarian mods. We're playing with nerfed barbarians, which... actually, I think we're playing that, or did I turn it off? Yeah, we're playing with it. Let's take a quick look, just to be sure. All right, so now we've got access to granaries, and we can harvest wheat and rice for one-time food boosts. Let's see. Nerf barbarians, are you there? Yep, it's there. So, and we're also playing with more barbarian XP. More barbarian XP does exactly what it sounds like. It reduces the cap, which is still inexplicable to me as far as... Oh, good, we can clear this encampment if Auckland doesn't first. It reduces the cap that the game gives you for getting experience from barbarians, so you can actually level your units up more reasonably based on fighting barbarians in the early game. Because you have to do it so much in Civ 6. And then nerfed barbarians, all that does is it slightly increases the distance from your civilization at which barbarian camps can spawn. It reduces by 1 from the vanilla game the number of camps that will spawn near each civilization. And it slightly changes the rules for how close horse tiles have to be to barbarian encampments in order to spawn horse units. So that's really all there is to it. All right, let's dare this scout's eye, because the scout's actually heading up into our territory, and I don't care about that. I kind of want to send this builder over to this city. Yeah, let's use this last charge on Harahol. What is it? Haraleya? Haraleya? Okay. All right, so we've got our third citizen back in Angkor Thom. Now, let's put you on food focus again. Good. All right, so we got to clear this outpost, get some gold for it. Your progress towards military tradition has advanced considerably because we did that. Very nice. All right, I'm going to go back down this direction and hope that there's nothing else going on down here. There might be another civ, but... Okay, so we're about to get more food and housing in Angkor Thom. Yup. We just went from 7 turns to growth to 4 turns because of that holy site being on the river. Your progress towards state workforce has also advanced considerably. Why did we get that boost? Wait, no, that's a civic. Why did we get that? We built the district. They need to change this. If you are new to Civ 6 and you get confused by this language, specialty district, I think that's an early development thing that they included. I don't know if it's been explained elsewhere. This is just talking about districts. There's no distinction between a district and a specialty district. I could be wrong, but everything that I have done to test this, all this means is build a district. So I'm guessing that early in Civ 6, they had them called specialty districts. It might be, hang on, specialists? Maybe this is it. So maybe it has to be one of these districts. Campus, holy site, encampments, harbors, commercial hubs, industrial zones, theaters. So maybe like aqueducts. Can't. Maybe that's what it is. But the point is, you can build most districts and satisfy that boost, which is why we got it. So just FYI, in case that has ever been confusing to you. All right, so I kind of want to go for a monument next, but I need to go for a shrine so we can get as many great people points as soon as possible. Let's do that. How much sooner would it be done if we... Yeah, see, I'm not gonna do the food focus thing. I mean, it's... Well, there's still the argument that the 4th citizen could land on a tile that would give us more production. But that's 6 turns as opposed to 13. So for now, I'm not going to. That's just too many turns. It's too much of a benefit to pass up. All right, now let's let this warrior heal up for a bit. I would hate to run into more barbarians. Okay, good. There is another goody hut. We might not beat their scout to it, though. That's a shame. If we'd gone the other direction, we'd be fine. Okay, let's leave you here until there's something for you to do. Oh, big surprise. You are hereby denounced. You've settled on a continent they want a presence in. Big whoop. Well, la-di frickin' da! See how much I care. Yeah, that scout's gonna... Damn it! Damn it, damn it, damn it! I knew that was gonna happen. Well, actually, no, I didn't, because we didn't know the goody hut was there, but you get my point. I don't like being beaten to goody huts. It's the most obnoxious thing. All right, let's get back across and see if we can get over to the other side of Valletta before that scout does. Pisses me off. Especially on this difficulty level where every bonus helps us keep up. All right.
All you have to do is cross out the wrong words.
So now we can build campus districts, which we'll have an opportunity to do that in Angkor Thom in 3 turns, which we may do, or we may build units. We'll see. Let's go to turn 25. 3 turns away from having a shrine,
That's the
and
positive aspect of trade,
once we have a religion, we
suppose.
can train missionaries
The
there.
world gets stirred up together.
Okay, so now I have access to all that stuff from that policy. Also, should I go ahead? No, I'm going to keep double experience for recon units. So far, we're doing pretty well. Barbarians are being gentle right now. It is possible using the mods that I currently have for them to be more aggressive than they are right now. So we're actually just getting kind of lucky in general. Now we're going for mining, which is fine. And then civics-wise, yep, craftsmanship. As usual, we're going to go for political philosophy as soon as possible. So it's basically craftsmanship, early empire, state. I'm going to go ahead and just do these up, because I never go in a different order. We need a new government type as soon as possible. Okay, so this city's about to grow, which might help the monument, or it might not. No, it doesn't actually help anything, sadly. When are your borders going to grow? 13 turns away? Can I buy? No, I don't want to spend gold on a tile. I'd rather spend gold on like a builder. 1 second. So I guess we've about hit the mark for this episode. I do need to cut this one in a bit, but... Alright, this warrior's healed up. Let me send them a little bit farther into the... Well, no. Just to play it safe, we're going to take this warrior back up near home so that we can defend with it if possible. Aha, another encampment. Maybe that'll slow down the other scout. That's good. So I can scout out this area while that scout is being tied up. Alright, shrine is done here. We'll start producing more great profit points. Your progress towards early empire has advanced considerably. If you're wondering what I mean by shrine, I'll show you how that helps us. We get an extra great profit point per turn, extra faith, and another citizen slot. Okay, so... Great people. We are now the only ones making progress towards Zoroaster. So it looks like the civs that have spawned so far are not going for religion too hard. We could have potentially gone for Stonehenge. I mean, someone could be building Stonehenge, and I just don't know it. But okay, so I think I want to go for a monument in Angkor Thom next. Yeah, let's put you back on food focus again, now that you've got 4 citizens. And we're going to need another settler before long, but we need the culture boost. Right now, we're a little bit low on culture per turn. That needs to change. I will step here just so I can fully see that side of the continent. And I'm going to go to turn 30 before I end this episode, just because I'm feeling greedy. It's going to take longer to render, and the episode won't come out on time, but I'm having fun. So, let's see. Pantheon. Alright, so what do we have near us? We're going to have some pastures, right? We're going to have, well, no, actually, we're not going to have a pasture there, but we'll have one there. We're going to have a mine over the luxury resource. We're going to have some camps. We are definitely going to have some fishing boats. That's the truth. We have cotton and incense. So this is going to require, yeah, that's a plantation. That's a plantation, right? Incense would be a plantation, as I recall. Let's see. Yeah, incense plantations. So we can have plantations provide us with extra food. We could have these types of plantations, so cotton plantations, provide us with oral tradition. So it's different types of plantations that give us these bonuses. And I don't think there's any overlap. But this also includes bananas. So that it doesn't have to be a luxury resource to get that culture boost. So oral tradition is nice when we want to keep up in the culture game. And because we're playing against Congo, I may actually think about that. Because we know we have citrus and cotton near us. That could be worthwhile, just to have the extra culture. Yeah, the more I think about that, that actually sounds like a good idea. I like Divine Spark, though, too, because the extra great people points benefits you throughout the game, and you just get more great scientists and great writers. But those are, I mean, I don't know. So that would help us, too. Don't get me wrong. That would definitely help us in the same way that oral tradition might. Might even be more beneficial. This is another one that I really like. This is one of the new pantheons they added. Earth Goddess, +1 faith from tiles with charming or better appeal. Can you imagine in the late game, once you built, say, the Eiffel Tower, how much better that would make your faith income? +1 faith from tiles with charming or better appeal, just across the board if you have a huge empire. It'd be crazy. So that could be a really big benefit, but we wouldn't get the boost until much later in the game. I mean, we would, but we wouldn't really see benefits until later on. But it could really help us with a religious victory. Yeah, if I'm really going to go for the religious victory, I should be thinking along those lines. Yeah, you know what, let's do it. Earth Goddess, +1 faith from tiles with charming or better appeal. Your progress towards mysticism has advanced considerably. So now we are getting... Let's take a look at appeal real quick. So it's any of these green tiles right here. This is charming. So we actually are getting a lot of faith now. And the tile has to be worked. But I mean, we're already... I stand corrected. We're already getting a good amount of faith from that right away, which is pretty nice. All right, so let's bring this warrior all the way home. Just give him the order to march the whole way. Then we're going to look over here. It looks like this is the edge of the continent, so the scout might not have much more to discover down here. I'm hoping for just one more goody hut.
When you find yourself in a hole, quit digging.
We haven't been that lucky with goody huts this particular game. We've been lucky with city-states, which is good. All right, so now we can chop down woods and we can harvest copper. We can build mines and quarries, which means this guy, I could build a mine there, but that would reduce its appeal. Or I can come over here. I don't know, it would be the better thing. Let's go ahead and do it here. I just think that's the best thing to do. We've already got a citizen working that tile. It sucks to have a mine close to the city center just for appeal reasons, but let's go to turn 30, and we will play through the turn, and that'll be it, I promise. Done. Your progress towards craftsmanship has advanced considerably, so we needed to build a mine. Alright, let's put you... Okay, so now that I just... It's not actually changing anything here, but you have to do this. It should update automatically, it really should, but when you build something new like that, you have to tweak the citizens working by cycling through the focuses for the production timer numbers to change. Somewhat annoying, but it is what it is. Alright, doesn't look like there's anything else here, so the scout now has to find their way all the way back up here and go up this direction, which is kind of annoying, but that wraps it for this turn. I will go ahead and stop this episode here, and the next one we are probably going to get another settler and settle out this direction because there's some horses and some mercury for us to salvage. It doesn't look like there's a river out there for us to settle on unless we were to try and go down here, but that would put us away from the horses. So we could potentially put a city down here if Auckland's borders don't expand, and we would have the ability to build... Yeah, we could do that. We could put a city here if we were lucky, and I might try to do that. But we want to have as many cities on rivers and holy sites on rivers as possible for this game. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out along with the rest of my historical and grand strategy stuff every day at noon Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.